Hello and welcome back to the Games Kingdom. Today we're going to be taking a look at a few pieces that I've been sent for review and sort of putting together from Spellcrow miniatures based in Poland. They're for primarily their own sort of fantasy games, but you obviously can buy from them and use them in your own sort of either Age of Sigmar, Oathmark, Kings of War, that sort of thing. But obviously I did a review a few months ago of Umbra Turris, the fantasy skirmish game rules, produced by Spellcrow, along with a couple of their original sort of and first box sets of 5 miniatures. So it's a skirmish game, as I say, so you don't need many miniatures for this. So the original review was a couple of different boxes, and I think you get sort of 5 or 6 models in those boxes. But today we've got some bits and pieces, not just for that, but for other sort of generic things that you can use. So we're going to start off with some sci-fi weaponry. So these can be obviously put into your 40k armies or Stargrave, which I'm going to be using these for. There's a nice sort of flamer weapon there, which I'll be using on one of my Stargrave crew in the coming days. So hopefully I'll get that painted up and we'll be able to sort of do another video of all the things that you see here a few days or a week or two down the line, and I'll come back with a sort of this is how they've painted up type video. But first off, we'll have a look at these sorts of things. So we've got here some nice weaponry, as I say, for your sci-fi miniatures. Different types of sort of plasma guns, as I say, a flamer, and bits and pieces on the sprues there. There's a sort of animal skull and a couple of other pieces that you can put onto the models. Now, none of these guns have any sort of hands on them, so they are pretty sort of easy to fit into certainly the Stargrave figures. A lot of those figures don't have weapons in some of the hands, but you can put these onto the backs or whatever of models, or slung over a shoulder on a sort of piece of strap or something, and use it that way, so that you know, if your models don't have free hands, you can still buy those and use them, or they can be used for sort of pieces lying around in RPG scenarios for characters to pick up and sort of putting them into weapons racks on walls, that sort of thing. But they are very nicely detailed. Next off, we've got a pack of Goblin Archers. These come with square slotter bases, but they're quite easy to put onto round bases. They don't have any of the actual sort of slotters really on them, so they're quite easy to put onto any other bases, depending on how you want to base your army. As I say, you can use these for Umbra Turris or Oathmark, Saga Age of Magic, Kings of War, any of those sort of generic fantasy games. So yeah, we've got these, and they look really nice, and some excellent detailing, especially on the faces, very goblin like, the sort of big goblin noses and things like that, and looking a bit mean and nasty. So we've got those as well. Then we've got a pack of heads. These are called the Blood Dancer heads, and these are going to be going on to some cavalry when I get them. I'm going to buy some human cavalry for Oathmark, and then I'm going to swap out the heads and use these and paint them up for elves. They've got nice sort of long hair sort of tied up at the back in sort of ponytail type thing, and they've got different expressions on the faces. Might be a bit difficult to see those, but they are very sort of detailed on the faces, so they're very nice. And then we come to what I think is some of their best models so far. We've got 3 werewolves. This is their werewolf hunting pack, and they again come with square bases. I've just put them down at the minute with a piece of blue tack because I'm going to put them onto round basing. But I will be using the square bases for other things. Perhaps pieces of scenery will go on those. But again, these are exceptionally detailed, quite easy to put together. They are resin, very nice. very detailed. The hands are separate, so when you get this, you get 3 in a box, so you can put the hands onto different ones, so you've got sort of the thing of sort of multiple posing really. Only one of them really has a hand that you need to stick on, and that's the right hand for this, because it's got half of a rock and a sort of piece of scenery on it as well. But yeah, they are exceptionally nice, detailed. As I say, I think these are, for me, the best werewolf models I've seen anywhere, and an exceptional price. These are all up on their website right now, www.spellcrow.com. Again, you can put the tails on. The tails come with the actual werewolf itself, but you can sort of swap them out and around if you want to. But I think these are, as I say, I think these are the best looking werewolf miniatures that I've seen anyone produce, certainly in the last sort of 5 to 10 years. And then the biggest one that they've sent me so far is this. This is a Minotaur, so you can see the scale there. You know, a werewolf is supposed to be sort of a human sized, so this Minotaur is absolutely massive, and again, some exceptional detailing, quite easy to put together. I did have a slight accident with the tail when I snipped it off the sprue. The tail snapped in half, but it was quite easy to sort of super glue back together. I've used Gorilla super glue to put all of these things together, simply because it's a lot stronger, and I wanted to make sure that it sort of held together and held up, because I didn't want it sort of falling apart. They're too nice to have them all sort of falling apart on the tabletop. But yeah, most of this is you know, the whole sort of body and head is one piece. The 2 arms are separate. The hands go on. The hand has the weapon. The left hand there has that weapon already sort of built on, and then on the right hand also you've got this sort of claw effect sort of weapon on its hand, and the only other thing to stick on were the 2 horns. So yeah, not too bad at all. Quite a nice, easy model to sort out and to deal with. And yes, so we'll be getting back onto these. I'll be spraying them up and undercoating them hopefully later today, and then coming back in a week or 2 hopefully with how they've painted up and how they will fit into my Oathmark army. So I'll have to get some new basing for those, because they are quite large models to go into my army, and I need to buy some new bases. So as I say, that's it for today. So as I said, these are all from Spellcrow. Go onto their website and check them out if you like the look of these, and there's lots more different races and things on there. As I say, there's some sci-fi stuff, fantasy, all sorts of things that you can put into sort of generic kits, and you can use their bits for kit bashing, especially with things like Stargrave at the minute. You know, there's a lot of people doing the kit bashing of those. So yes, these things will fit in well with the armies that I've got and with the projects that I've got coming up. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back again shortly with an update. Bye for now.